Conor, I just want to raise an issue which I see as an anomaly, which is to do with the age that you complete your education in a special education school. So, special schools are seen as or classified as primary schools, and it is intended to provide an education to children and young people with special educational needs ranged from 4 years until the end of the school year in which they reach their 18th year. So I was contacted by the parent of a young man who's 17. He was in a mainstream primary school, but then was diagnosed with severe to moderate to severe autism, and it was deemed that he'd be more appropriately educated in a special school. So he went into that special school, but then he was informed at the beginning of his 4th year that he would have to leave the school at the end of this year because he turns 18 next summer. Now, they have appealed this decision, but they have to wait until April for this appeal to be heard, which is quite late in the year, especially for an autistic child who doesn't know what's going to happen and they need certainty and routine. Most children now start school at the age of 5, and most complete 14 years in school, between 8 years in primary school and 6 if they do a transition year, which most do in secondary school, which leaves them 19 or approaching 19 by the time that they finish school. So I just think it's unfair that children in a special education setting should have to leave at 18. And just asking that we write to the Minister for Education and the Minister for Special Education and ask them to look at this, instead of having to appeal a situation every year, that if a child wants to remain until they're 19, for example, that they can do so. Like I recall when teaching, and I taught in a mainstream school, a student celebrating their 21st birthday while in school. It was a student who had gone through the mainstream system but had additional needs and had obviously repeated school years somewhere along the way, but was allowed to continue until they completed their education, even though they were at the age of 21. And there's no age restriction, I don't think, in any other school, and I don't think it's fair to have it in a special school. So I'm just asking that we contact the Minister on this issue.